What is up, guys? We're back. It's Sunday and we got a draft. And not only do we have a draft, we're running late to that draft. So we got some new raid bosses, we got some other exciting information, we got some other exciting news, and you know, we got new raid bosses. So we got a new draft and we are running late. But we're on our way now. We finally got all of our stuff together. We have no plan at all for this draft. Our plan is going to be get lucky. We've done no prep for any of this. We're going to see how this turns out. I'm not sure this is going to be a good one, guys, but we'll be back with you guys. Pokey back here. It's Sunday, and we got some new raid bosses here on Thursday. Today is Sunday, and what better today to do a Pokemon fantasy draft than on a Sunday? It's the day of all sports. It's the best day for sports, drinking, hanging out, and doing fantasy drafts. So we're on the way to George's house right now. That's where we're going to meet up, do our next installment of the Pokédraft. And I'm running late. I'm always running late. I'm a very late person, something most of you guys probably know about me. I am the latest person in the history of late. So, we're behind schedule. On top of that, we worked all weekend, so we did not have any time at all to come up with any sort of strategy. So we are going to be going into this one totally blind, so that should be fun. Hopefully we can still pull out a pretty decent draft. Hopefully we do not get, you know, too messed up and draft a cloister, or, you know, something like that. Because, you know, drafting a cloister, that's going to be our downfall. If we draft a cloister again, we are going to lose. So, hopefully this time we have a better draft. Hopefully this time we are, you know, just number one. We do have the live draft results from the last one, and guys, we finished second place in all 4 of the raids that we completed, which was good for second place overall, but we did not beat Joel. Joel was better. Joel killed it. He beat Raichu with 46 seconds left, which is just godlike. I don't know how he pulled that one off, but he did. And it was crazy. But this time, I think we can do better. This time, we got a lot more riding on it. You know, we got more people in it too. So, you know, my pride. I need to win. I can't lose. I strictly can't lose. At bare minimum, I have to beat Will. He's been talking way too much. What's up, guys? We're back. The draft is done. The day is winding down to a close. Unfortunately, we did not get any of the new 3-star raid bosses with any of the new drafted Pokemon today. We were not able to find anything good in the weather we needed, so we don't have any timed runs yet, but that's okay. More importantly, the draft is over, and we have teams. So, we are going to go over some of these teams right now. Now, Will drafted first. Will did pretty good last time. He didn't do pretty good last time. I don't know why I said that. Will did horrible last time. Will finished last draft in the beta with 13 points. It was good for last place. GG Will. This time around, though, Will changed his strategy up, and I actually really like Will's team. I think that Will did a much better job with his draft. He improved exponentially, and I think that he's got a pretty good team. I think that it could definitely be fun. So Will's team is going to be as follows: Kyogre, Vaporeon, Blaziken, Swampert, Typhlosion, Ho-Oh, Milotic, Metagross, regular Kanto Golem, Latias, Piloswine, and Slowbro. So we went, as you guys can see here, we went from 10 Mons drafted to 12 Mons drafted with the addition of 2 new players. So we're going to have more Mon in the pool, which I think is going to be really awesome. And I also think it's going to help people get some stuff done, like that Slowbro picked by Will at the very end there. If this was a 10 Mon league, he would not have that. I think he's actually going to use it to fight Machamp. So it makes it kind of interesting, and like you're still going to use those Pokemon. Drafting second was none other than Steven. New addition to this. I mean, this is all still pretty new to all of us, but it's his first ever one, so like, GG Steve. And I think he actually had a really good draft. So drafting second, Steven took Mewtwo, Tyranitar, regular Kanto Executor, Arcanine, Gardevoir, Cacturne, Blastoise, Crobat, Primeape, Whalerain, Nidoking, and Roselia. So I think that he has a very well-balanced team. I think that Steve did a very good job with his first draft. I definitely think that he did interesting. I really love his first 5 picks especially. Mewtwo, Tyranitar, Executor, Arcanine, Gardevoir.
he started out really, really hot. After that, it looks like he might have been trying too hard to come up with some stuff, and it just looks like he was doing some stuff. But for the most part, Steve, really like your draft. I think you did a very good job. Moving on. So drafting third was none other than Dave. And guys, this was Dave. This is Steve's twin brother. And it was also his first time doing this, so GG Dave, glad to have you. Fine member to the new Pokédraft thing that we're doing. It should be fun. I think we're all going to have fun with this. I'm excited. But Dave's team looks like this. Number 1, he's got Rayquaza, the demigod itself. Blazing in at number 2, he's got Charizard. He's got Articuno, Scizor, Donphan, Espeon, Hariyama, Muck, Tangela, Flygon, the Alolan form of Golem, and Poliwrath. That is going to be Dave's team. Dave's team's interesting. You got some interesting picks on there, Dave. I'm not going to lie. Like Articuno was one that I liked. I was thinking about taking Articuno a bit later in the draft. Scizor I was thinking about taking a little bit later in the draft. I don't know how you managed to grab Espeon as late in the draft as you did, but that was a very, very good pick. I think that was probably your best pick. Best value-wise, that Espeon that late in the draft is pretty solid. So, we'll see how it shakes up for you. And guys, I drafted 4th. Your boy killed it this time around. So last time around, we came in 2nd place. We did lose to Joel. Joel got 40 points. I got 28. Will, as you guys heard, got 13. And George got 26. So those were the final numbers of the beta test that we did for this. I did not have a very good draft. I definitely could have done better that time. And this time, I definitely did better. And this time, I am definitely going to win it all. So guys, I drafted 4th. And the Pokegods were on my side for this one because Moltres was still on the board when it got to me. And guys, I took Moltres. I took Moltres so quick. It was not even funny. Moltres, it was the best choice for this raid meta right now for the 3 stars. Moltres was definitely the best choice to take, and I took him. I got gifted. It fell into my lap. So, to go with Moltres rounding out my team, I've got Gyarados, which was kind of a shaky pick. I definitely think I messed that pick up. I could have made a better pick, number 2. But hey, I got Gyarados. I'm happy with Gyarados. Gyarados is a beast. 3rd, I took Jinx, followed by Gengar, Houndoom, Alakazam, which I got pretty late in the draft and was really, really surprised that Alakazam was still on the board that late. So I was super happy about that. Alolan Executor, Lugia, Sunflora, which you guys are going to be surprised, but I'm going to use that Sunflora, and it's going to be clutch. For Alligator, Omastar, and then with my last pick, I took Scyther. Now this time around we made some new rules, and one of those rules is that you have to have the Pokemon in your Pokebox before drafting to use it. So like anything you catch after, or anything you trade for, or anything you go get, anything you hatch, anything like that. Anything that's acquired after the draft is not usable. It is off limits. I drafted a Scyther. I don't have a Scyther. So you can pretty much just scratch that one off. I'm running with 11 Mons. I'm going to go 11 Mons deep because I don't have a Scyther. So I messed that one up. Definitely could have made a better last pick. But honestly, guys, even without that better last pick, Moltres is just going to be so good. It's going to be all I need to beat Tangela and Piloswine and be very, very high up on those times to win. And it's just like a huge attacker that when I get the clear weather, it's going to help me out exponentially on all the other raids. So Moltres falling to me was huge. Drafting 5th was George. And George followed me up on Moltres going Entei right off the bat. George, that was a pretty good pick. I do respect that pick. This draft could have been entirely different if George knew one thing. If George had known that Joel did not have an Entei in his box, this draft could have been totally different because George could have taken Groudon first and not worried about Joel taking Entei, and then George could have took Entei, and then George probably would have won this all. But that's not what happened. What actually happened is George took Entei, which is still a good pick, so good job, George. He followed Entei up with Flareon, Salamence, which I definitely think he drafted a little high there. Salamence is a good Pokemon, but 3rd is not as high as you need to draft it. Sceptile, Dragonite, Shiftry, Heracross, Rhydon, Sharpedo, Banette, Raikou, and with his last pick, George has the Beedrill. George took Beedrill with his last pick. It's an interesting pick. It might help him out with Tangela and cloudy weather if for some reason Entei and Flareon die. So, it's a good pick. I like it. I'm down. I'll mess around with the Beedrill. It was on my draft board, I ain't gonna lie. And then last but not least, drafting 6th, having the corner spot, was the reigning champion from the beta, Joel. And my chocolate bear did good. He had a pretty good draft. I think he could put up a fight for me. We'll see. But his team is going to look like this. Groudon, Venusaur, Victreebel, Latios, Breloom, Machamp, Vileplume, Alolan Muck, Ludicolo, Pinsir, Mew, and Wailord. So that's going to be it, guys. Those are the teams. That is what was drafted. We are going to have the rest of the raid rotation to get our best times on all of the 3-star raid bosses, which is going to be fun. It's going to be interesting. We're going to come in clutch. We're going to win. I've already determined that we are going to win this time. So you guys are in for a treat. I'm going to smack all my friends around because they're just not going to beat me. They let me get Moltres. And that was the beginning of the end for all of them. So, Will, I know you're telling me that my Moltres is not as good as your Kyogre, but I'm telling you this. My Moltres is 10 times better than your Kyogre for this current raid meta. So, guys, that's going to be it. Let me know in the comments down below which one of us you guys think is going to win based off the current raids and the current teams.